The Art of Asking Empowering Questions. Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from Mindful Marketplace, and this is our brand new community podcast called Serve at Scale, where we look at asking empowering questions around what can you borrow to build, what can you leverage to launch, what makes you look like a superhero or a wizard, a wonderkind in your niche, market, industry, vertical, or area of expertise. And today we're going to look at a couple really simple, short heuristics for those of you who are struggling to find your USP or your the single thing that you do in the service of waking up the world with your work. So, in the last, week or so, I'm recording this on March 18th, I believe today is. We've got a bunch of questions from people who are just getting started, putting out their best work and words out into the world. Maybe you're creating a brand or writing a book or teaching your first course. And we have a lot of folks who identify as enlightened entrepreneurs or really in this spiritual services sorts of spaces. So I'm going to give you a couple of really simple shortcuts that the first is not mine, but it's really helpful. It's been really helpful for me in terms of getting a lot of clarity and identifying exactly what it is that I do and who my work impacts in the world. So, a couple really simple shortcuts for getting some clarity. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? What do they need? And how do their lives change when you do what you do best for them? So in essence, you're answering those questions. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? What do they need? And how do their lives change when you do what you do best for them? So when your natural gifts are fully expressed through your words and your work, how do the lives of those you reach or teach or those you connect with, how do they transform by dint of being immersed in the experience of your own expertise? And I can't remember the guy who actually shared that with the world. There's a TED Talk, I believe it is, maybe it wasn't TED, but a life coach of some kind who uses those questions. And I found those questions really, really illuminating and empowering. And it can extend beyond simply doing client work. Like if I'm creating a course or if I'm writing a short book, I ask those questions of the book. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you do it for? And essentially, following that general script, you can get a lot of insight and a lot of eureka moments or aha moments out of even something like a book that you're writing by asking that book questions or a course. It's very clarifying for helping identify exactly what it is that this book or this course or this coaching offer or this community is designed to accomplish. All right, so there's another sort of extension of this idea that I've created, which is called the 4 T's and the differentiation declaration. So essentially, title, type, target, and transformation, right? So this is for those of you who are creating courses again or writing books or creating services to sell, right? Title, the title of the service. Type, the type of service it is. Target, the audience you have in mind. And transformation, how their lives change when you do what you do best for them. And the unlike other piece, or the differentiation declaration, is unlike other coaches, unlike other books, unlike other courses, we do X, right? So you're essentially articulating what it is that you do differently by dint of your own experience, expertise, content, course, community, etc. All right, so this can be really, really helpful for coaches and authors and teachers, anyone who wants to wake up the world with their work, helping to identify irresistible offers that create overwhelming value, there's a lot more we're going to talk about with respect to these sorts of heuristics or shortcuts, but there is something else that we've created as part of our Mindful Marketplace community called a transformational turnstile, which is essentially the irresistible offer that you bring forward out into the world that changes people. They walk out differently than how they came out. It offers a rock star result and has a before and after moment, right? So people can actually identify a moment that you came into their lives and how their lives changed as a consequence of that intervention, right? So you met somebody, you started working with somebody, doesn't matter what sort of work you do, but their lives can be, there is a before moment and an after moment. And the before moment is before you enter their life or your ideas entered into their orbit. And then there's an after moment where their lives have changed for the better, again, by dint of the experience of having met you or worked with you or read your work or took a course or, joined a community that you, created. So we're going to cover much more about these sorts of ideas in the Serve and Scale podcast and the blog posts and the community content that revolves around these ideas. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to send me an email, hi@mindfulmarketplace.com, or simply leave us a question in the course community or wherever you are reading this or listening to this, whether that's on our podcast or on our community blog or platform or our private course community. I am certainly happy to help if there is anything that is unclear to you or that could be served with some clarification. All right? Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. That's our motto, that's our mantra, and that's truly what we're hoping to facilitate by sharing or through sharing these strategies with you. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you or speak to you on our next lesson. Thanks.